One way that you can engage your children in being reflective is to teach them some of these simple exercises to help them kind of manage their emotions. So when my son was really little, I used to tell him he was this little baby Buddha. I thought, oh my gosh, I'm the luckiest mom on the planet. He was the sweetest baby. Now Clara, she was delightful, but she cried for like the first 3 or 4 months of her life. She had this colic or whatever. And then she just started talking and smiling, and she's been delightful ever since. But my son, he just came out, and he was just this happy baby Buddha until he became Attila the Hun. And my world really changed. So I had to develop a whole new tool set of skills to help him manage his energy and his frustrations and his emotions. And so I would tell him to imagine that there was a balloon in his belly. And I'd say, okay, buddy, there's this balloon in your belly, and I want you to fill that balloon and then let the air out of it 3 times. And I put my hand on his belly, and he'd take a deep breath and fill the balloon, and then he'd let it out and fill it again and let it out. And then after about 3 breaths, the tantrum or whatever was going on, it had passed because he was no longer in that sympathetic or stressful state. And so that's one simple way that you can help your child be more reflective. I have this recollection of a time my son, it was probably not the best parenting moment. And I share a lot of these moments because my greatest hope is that you can all walk out of here and feel like, I'm not doing too bad. And then you feel pretty good, and then I've done my job. So anyway, my son, a friend had come over and she brought a special treat for the kids, but McKinley was not making good choices. So there was not going to be a treat for McKinley. And he was sitting at the table and he was like, and I saw him start to take a few breaths, and he's like, I'm just feeling like I want to reach across the table and grab one of those, but I'm not going to. So he kind of recognized that he had this drive to just like grab one anyway, but he kind of stopped himself and self-regulated by using his little belly breaths and acknowledging his emotions. So I think it's really important when you have, and I feel this, like my daughter is almost 13, and I don't know about you, but when the kids get to be teenagers, they develop, if you don't know the term, there's this term called extraocular eye movements, and these are the eye movements that kids have, but they develop extraocular eye movements, so they roll their eyes a lot. Clara is very sweet, so I don't want to embarrass her. She's a delightful kid. However, there are occasionally moments where there's some eye rolls and maybe some tension and sometimes tears, and I think this is all a part of adolescence. But I think one of the most important things is after you have one of these moments to take some time to talk about it. And for me as a mother, one of the most important things I think I can do is apologize for my own bad behavior and own, you know what, I really overreacted. I was certifiably off my rocker, let's just name it for what it is. And I think that's really empowering because there's power in owning responsibility. And I tell my kids this all the time. When you don't take responsibility for your actions, you give your power away. Because if you don't own the responsibility, you don't own the power to change it. So you're going to be a victim to your circumstances for the rest of your life. It's a very important lesson. If you own it, you have the power to change it. So as a parent, I try to own my shortcomings because then I know I own the power to change it. And so the next step of that with your kids is to find those moments where they are owning it and where they are doing it right, to catch them being good. And that will really reinforce those moments that maybe things don't go well. And that's a big important step to reflective parenting.